right, Joe, I designed the Gen 1 kind of in my silo. We designed the Gen 2. You had the biggest design influence in it.
Hmm.
What's the difference?
So in concept, there's not really a lot of difference. It does the same function. The biggest difference between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 was two things we focused on: reducing the basically the difficulty of manufacturing. The Gen 1 had a lot more kind of hardware and was a little bit finicky to put together and had threaded inserts you had to put into everything. I know that was I always remember that was the thing you were just like, kill me. Um, so we reduced it down to basically be a bunch of Lego pieces that just snap together. That was a big focus. The second difference was the Gen 1 had the thumb activated and even had a finger activated for a while,
Yep.
swinging lever to remove the pawl, which is the thing that holds onto the back of the light, to move that out of the way. And well, that was actually a really good design. I want to give you credit. Like I always thought the Gen 1 was very clever and it worked surprisingly well. Um, it still was limited to, I know one of the things that it was really limited was expanding to different lights. It was
Yep.
really challenging to get that system to work. You know, you had kind of the fundamental ones figured out, but each new one was just like, oh man, yeah, this is such a bear. And so coming up with something that was a lot more open and universal, um, the kind of retention spring, swinging thumb lever, and pawl, I think has allowed for a lot more variability of lights to be used. And one of the things that we did, this is kind of behind the scenes from just an engineering and CAD design thing, we made just a basic shell that we start with every hush holster that basically is gutted, but has like the mechanism in it. And that's what we build everything off of. And that's what we put all the really hard design work into so that we know every new light we put in there, the fundamentals of how it works are always consistent. And we can keep all of our parts consistent for a lot of the off-the-shelf stuff. So while there's unique holsters for each light, the way that it works and a lot of the hardware that goes in there is all the same. So that just makes it easier to manufacture, less overhead overall. And so, yeah, it's basically the genius of the Gen 1 and what it was trying to accomplish, took all the things that sucked about that and got rid of them to the best of our abilities. And we'll see how far the Gen 2 goes. I mean, it's definitely got room to grow. And I think there's already three, like, not huge, but like pretty profound updates we've made to the Gen 2 after
Yep.
we've used it and we've got some customer feedback. So we'll see. Like, this is kind of going to be our main flagship for a while until Gen 3 comes around, and we'll see what happens, because a lot of the times with iteration, if you just iterate for the sake of like, oh, we need to make something new, you eventually kind of like degrade the quality. And so we want to innovate based off of what our customers' needs are, what our needs are as a manufacturer to meet our customers' demands and needs, and basically just to make a better product all around.
So to add to that, the main difference for the customer between the Gen 1 and Gen 2 is better retention, metal reinforcements, smoother action, and more lights available.
Hmm.
That's pretty much the like condensed version of what the difference is to the customer. But all of those things are much more detailed differences.
Hmm. Absolutely.